did a root canal, but the new map that's on Wednesday, I'm going to catch a shiny TREECKO. Yeah, it was a surprise to me. I'm actually that way when you're putting your blush. I had to get it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been 3 weeks since we've last seen each other, so I hope you miss me the way that I miss you guys. I was on a girls trip. I was in South Korea for 2 weeks, and then I came back. I had a week off because I had unexpected toothache pains, and for the first several days I was trying to like ignore them, but then it got really bad that when I woke up 3 times I was like, yeah, I probably need to contact like an emergency dentist. So I did that. Turned out I needed a root canal. Fun. What a fun thing to come back to, right? So I needed a root canal. I got that done the next day, and then I was just experiencing soreness in this side. So you can kind of still see when I poke here, it still feels a little tender and sore. But yeah, that was where I was for the past week, just recovering from my toothache and my root canal. It feels so much better because I'm not experiencing that pain no more. The dentist gave me the strongest painkiller that they had in office, and even when I took that, I had like very sharp toothache. So I was so glad I called and went to the dentist the time I did. Do not be stubborn like I did, because I just thought that I could sleep it off. And you're probably like, why did you hold off on the pain for so long? Okay, here's my reasoning. When I flew back from Korea to Singapore, there was this one moment where we experienced really bad turbulence, okay? And I was really scared. It was the worst turbulence I've experienced in my life, and the first time in a flight where right afterwards they gave everyone ice cream. Now I don't know if that's protocol to Korean Air or something like that, but that's what happened. And yeah, I was really scared for my life. And then when I got home and I woke up in the middle of the night to a toothache, I was like, maybe it's because of the turbulence. So look, I don't know why I was thinking that, but for some reason in my mind it made sense. And then the next day it was like little pangs, but very bearable, okay? Very bearable compared to like a period cramp or something. And I've had shingles when I was 21 years old, and that is by far the most painful thing I've experienced so far. I would say shingles is number 1, toothache is number 2. But yeah, I am back now, and I'm so happy to just go over everything with you guys. So let's just first let's choose our next sleep research site. So I have quite a bit to catch up with you guys on in terms of like everything that's been new. There's been so many things happening while we were gone. There was a two-year anniversary as well. But it is time to say goodbye to Snorlax. For week 2 of the 2-year anniversary, I decided to go to Cyan Beach because I wanted to up my chances at finding a mudkip. I hear those are very good out of the trio right now. Although Torchic is my favorite in terms of design because it's just so cute. But yeah, let's see. I hit Master 19 on Cyan Beach. I wasn't able to hit Master 20. There was this moment in the week. Oh, I got an S grade now that I'm back to my regular routine and everything. In Korea, it was like really bad all over the place. I had a moment earlier this week where I missed a meal, so that was a bummer. But I had my pot expander out, so I was able to make the highest dish that I was able to make for curry week. Luckily, I got a curry week as well. And yeah, I was just not lucky with crits. I didn't plan that well. There were some meals where I had to make like really low quality meals. So yeah, I just wasn't able to hit M20, which was a bummer, but it is what it is. Now moving forward, I think I'm going to focus on maxing out the area bonus. So that would be, let's see. Oh, so I think everything's maxed except for Old Gold Power Plant at 72. And then yeah, after this, all my maps are max area bonus. So let's take a look what the Snorlax want. Oh, and the Pokemon Presents that happened. Oh, occurs and steals again. Not bad. That's favorable for us. But the Pokemon Presents. Did you guys see the new, I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard by now, but the new map that's coming out, and there's also the Entei Suicune and Raikou sort of like rerun. Kinda, not really, but they are going to be back. So for those who missed it the first time around, you do have the chance to do it again. And let's see. So let's see who triggers their stuff. We have our extra tasty team right now. I am having trouble speaking. It's been a while since I've spoken in front of a camera, so forgive me if I seem a little off or awkward. In terms of my root canal, there were no real complications. There was a crack on the tooth that was causing bacteria to go in it, which is why I was having a toothache and then I needed a root canal. But on top of that, yeah, I really got to get a night guard. I know I've been a teeth grinder, I just didn't know it would be that bad that it would create a crack in my teeth. So here is a little warning to you guys. If you guys are also teeth grinders at nighttime, maybe it is in your best interest to get a night guard. I know right after I have to get a night guard, and my root canal was basically in 2 phases. So because the pain was very bad, like when the dentist asked me like how would you rate the pain, I was like, right now I guess it's peaking at like 8.5, and that was when I first saw them. But then the next day, the day of my root canal, it was like peaking a 9 out of 10, and that was with painkillers. Okay, so it got bad. So very fortunate that I got there at the time I did, but also very fortunate that I was able to see a doctor or a dentist, dentist, as soon as I did. So thank God for Singapore with their speedy healthcare system. But I basically had to do my root canal in 2 phases. So the first that I did was the cleaning of the teeth, and they put like medicine in my tooth to help with the pain. She said that she could have put the permanent filling and then the next time I come in we can get a crown, but because I was experiencing very bad pain, she was like, I want to make sure I just like take extra precautions, so I'm going to put medicine in your tooth. I'm going to put a temporary filling, so don't eat on the side, especially like nuts, shellfish and stuff like that. And then when I come, because I'm actually going to be flying out again on Wednesday. I'm going to Canada because I have a bachelorette that I'm planning for my best friend, and then the week after is her wedding, and then the week after that is another family member's wedding. So I've got quite the busy schedule in the month of August, and I'm a little tired. I miss being at home and being in my regular routine, but at the same time, I'm just grateful for the chance to be able to do this and to be able to visit family as well. Visit family, spend time with family. So can't really complain. Let's go into the Pokemon that we got. Let's take a pause on the stories. I have quite a bit to catch up with you guys on. I'm not going to go through everything because I feel like, I think where we will start is Mudkip. We'll start at Mudkip and we'll make our way up because all the other Pokemon you guys already seen. The first out of the 3 new Pokemon there's 5 new Pokemon, but 3 of the starters. So this is what my first Mudkip looks like. Mudkip is a berries Pokemon. So you would want Speed of Help naturally and Berry Finding. And I have 1 Speed of Help, it's S at level 50, but I don't have Berry Finding and it's a Jolly Nature. So I would not invest in this. And the next thing is a TREECKO. It's a skills Pokemon. Its skill is Berry Burst, and it is a main skill chance down, which is quite the bummer. Ingredient finding up as well, which ideally you don't want because it'll just fill out the carry limit, and then if your Pokemon's inventory is full, it can't hold a skill trigger, so not too ideal. Unless you are going into the game often, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I'm out and about, I don't have time to go on, but when I'm at home, I have more time to get on the game, so those things don't really end up being too much of an issue, but it's still something I look out for. But other than that, I am not going to invest in this TREECKO as well. But skills Pokemon, you want main skill chance up, obviously. Helping bonus and helping speed is very nice as well, which we do have. Oh, skill level up S, or skill level up in general, really great for free to play. But nowadays, I find main skill seeds are getting easier and easier to obtain, so you could probably use that skill slot for something else, like skill trigger, which is better for skill Pokemon. Now let's take a look at the other TREECKO I got. It is skill trigger, inventory up L, inventory up S, helping speed, and ingredient finding. But it's an impish nature, ingredient down, energy up, so not really something that I would go out of my way in investing in either. And then I caught another TREECKO. So this one is, so we have helping speed and berry finding S. We have 3 gold skills, energy recovery bonus, and dream shard as well. And then ingredient finder at the very end. But it is a hasty nature. EXP up, energy recovery down. So also not something too impressive that I would invest in. And then my only Torchic that I got during the event, this was when I was in Greengrass Isle, because as you guys saw, Cyan Beach was where I was on the second week, and Cyan does not spawn Torchics. But this is the Torchic, it's so cute. And then it becomes a badass Blaziken with like the sickest looking pants. It is a berries specialist, and I have berry finding, but it's all the way at the very end. We also have skill trigger and skill level up, and then ingredient finder and helping speed. Out of the 5 skills, the most important ones would be helping speed and berry finding, but those are at the very end. On top of that, the nature is really not that great either. Ingredient finding up and main skill chance down. I don't want an ingredient finding up on a berry Pokemon, especially now that it has an ingredient finding S sub-skill at level 10. It's just going to compete more for every time the Pokemon decides when it gathers, doesn't want to gather a berry or an ingredient, it's going to be more likely, in this case, to gather a ingredient, which is not really what we want. We would want it to gather berries as a berry Pokemon. And then we got another Mudkip. So again, nothing too impressive. It is main skill chance up. It's a sassy nature. No, that's sass. Helping speed M, helping bonus, helping speed S. And then we got ingredient finder and inventory up L, which aren't really that great. The first 3 are great. Now slap in like a berry finding as well. I wouldn't even mind if it was at level 75. Actually, I take that back. I would mind if it was at level 75 because it would just take way too long to get to that. It takes quite a long time just to get your Pokemon to level 55 even. Or not 55. 65. I don't think I've leveled up any of my Pokemon to 65 after they increased the cap for the levels, but it takes like quite the hefty amount of resources. So on top of having EXP down as a nature, it's going to take it even longer. But overall, I wouldn't invest in this. Actually, or would I? Is this like dual specialist where it has a high proc chance as well? I'm not sure. If you guys can't tell, I haven't really looked into the nitty-gritties of the new releases yet, just because I've been busy ever since I got back. But hopefully during my time in Canada, I'll find some time to look at that. A Happiny, I'm still trying to look for a mono egg farmer. As you guys could see, this is not a mono egg, so we're not really going to waste our time going through this. And then I found another TREECKO, and it's a shiny TREECKO. So I started, obviously, let's take a look at the sparkle animation again. It is so beautiful. Now, it's been a while since I've seen TREECKOs, so when I first saw one, I thought it was a shiny because I wasn't used to seeing the colors. But then when I actually saw a shiny, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, that is a shiny. But this is shiny TREECKO. I was very happy. I only found one shiny during the last 2-week event, which I am more than happy for. Very lucky that we were able to get a new Pokemon that got released that is also shiny. And let's see the stats. It is main skill chance up, helping speed down though. But with the previous adjustment with helping speed down, it's still better off than like neutral nature, I believe, in terms of how much of a negative the helping speed down will give you. So not too bad. I'm very happy with the main skill chance up, and as you guys could see, at level 50 we have a skill trigger S, so I could sub-skill seed that if I really wanted to skill trigger M. We do have ingredient finding, but then we have inventory up M, so we have quite a bit more space to make sure that our TREECKO will never get full, or inventory will never get full. And then the last 2 skills are gold skills that for now I'm not too like wow about, but probably late game that those will change. Also, we can't get to those levels yet either, but I'm pretty happy with this one. I haven't plugged anything in a calculator yet, so who knows how good or bad that is. But this is the Minun I caught. I loved Minun and Plusle. I thought they were just the cutest duos. My favorite was Plusle because it's red. The Plusles are the girls, the Minuns are the boys. I think they're not gender locked, or maybe they are, I'm not sure. But Minun is a skill Pokemon, and the skill is minus, but it's a cooking power up S skill. I haven't caught a Plusle, so I don't know if it's the same for a Plusle, but this is what it's looking like. We got Inventory Up S, Skill Trigger S, Ingredient Finding S, Skill Level Up M, and then Skill Level Up S. So overall, if it was flipped and Skill Trigger was a little higher, I would have been pretty happy with this, but yeah, the nature is not that great. I would have wanted something different. And then we have another Mudkip. But is this a Mudkip we needed? At a quick glance, no, it is not. We don't have Berry Finding. We do have Helping Bonus, but it's at 75, a little too late. Helping Speed M at level 10 is really good though. And I do like that it's an Ingredient Finding down nature, but then that kind of doesn't even matter because we have Ingredient Finding M at level 25. So yeah, this is out of the running for Mudkips that we would potentially want to consider investing in. And then we got another TREECKO. Why did I get another TREECKO, you might ask, even though I got a shiny one? They just came hungry, so I decided to just throw biscuits at them. But this is our TREECKO, and as you can see here, it is a modest nature, Ingredient Finding Up, Speed of Help down. Already not looking that great. But for sub-skills, we've got Helping Speed S, Inventory Up M, Ingredient Finder S, Helping Speed S, and then Skill Trigger S at the very end. So my shiny TREECKO is a lot better. So this will become candy. And then we got another Mudkip. So I was catching quite a bit of Mudkips during my time at the Cyan Beach. But quick glance here, it is not going to be one that we're using either because I really want a main skill chance up nature for my Mudkip. We do have Skill Trigger S, which is nice, and everything else is looking fine, but I just know I could do better, you know? So that is it for that little Mudkip of ours. And then I got a Spheal because that came hungry as well. So is this the Spheal we needed? It is not. I am happy with the Helping Speed Up nature. We have Helping Speed at 75 as well, but there's still no Berry Finding S. That is like the thing that I'm chasing for still. Now I still have my shiny pink Spheal that I can consider using, but I'm a little stubborn and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and you know what they say about perfectionists? People that are perfectionists tend to not get a lot of things done because they are chasing perfection, and when you're waiting on perfection, sometimes you hold yourself back on the things that need to get done or things that you need to experience. So that is something that I need to work on. And then we got another Mudkip. Is this the Mudkip we needed? It is not. It's looking like a skill specialist, especially if you look on the left hand side of the sub skills. We got Skill Trigger S, Skill Level Up M, and then Skill Level Up S. So that in combination with the fact that it's a careful nature with Ingredient Finding down and main skill chance up, that's looking pretty good. But yeah, it's a berry specialist, but it's a Tasty Chance S Pokemon. So yeah, I still need to look into this and see whether or not like this is something good, or whether it's like the case of Happiny, Chansey, and Blissey where the skill proc is just so low that it's not worth looking for it with skill triggers. Because when Chansey came out with Energy for Everyone as an ingredient finding Pokemon, some people were like, oh, maybe if I have like skill triggers and main skill chance up, it can replace my healer. But if you take a look at the chart, you'll see that Chansey still ranks lowest in terms of procs per day for heals. So yeah, I gotta look into this. But I mean, on paper it looks pretty neat, especially with the main skill being Tasty Chance, which is really great, especially during events when you're trying to do like the M20 stuff. But yeah, this is my Mudkip. Oh, and that's the last catch. So yeah, that is everything I caught during our time apart. I'm very happy with the TREECKO, but I think everything else is like, it's alright. Oh, let's switch out my team and then let's do the sleep report. Oh, right, so I'm in Curry week. I swapped out my regular Curry team, but this is what the squad is looking like at 16.8 RP. And now it's a little late, but let's go into our unreviewed sleep report and let's see what we got for Sunday night's sleep session. During the new moon event, I did encounter a Darkrai, still very far away from getting my seed with him, my first Eureka seed that isn't free. So yeah, I'm not even halfway through. So I feel like there was just this like enormous buzz about Darkrai and everything, but there is a time gate on it in terms of like how often you can encounter it, and then resources as well, being able to catch it. I mean, I guess you could use a master cookie Master Biscuit, but with everything coming out, sometimes you want to save your Master Biscuits. All right, and let's see what the last day of the event brings us. We've got... That's it. This is everything. So nothing that I want to catch, to be honest. But I guess whatever is hungry, we will just throw a biscuit at it and then we will call it a day. Oh, also in the Pokemon Presents, Flygon. We saw Flygon at, what is it called? Amber something that's going to be coming out. I know that there's people in our Discord that has been talking about wanting to have Flygon show up in the game. And the moment I saw that, I thought of you guys. I was like, the people in the Discord are getting what they want. And Flygon is a very sick design too. Its eye lenses also act as a shield to cover the sand cover its eyes from getting sand into its eyes, which evolutionary wise, that is really great. Okay, so Braviary is the only hungry one. So I guess this guy too, but I already have a good one. Let's just give this cookie to this big bird. And I hear in real life there's actually a bird, I don't know in what part of the world, but a bird that looks like Braviary and can grow up to 8 feet tall supposedly. Imagine seeing that in person. I think I would actually be very scared. Some small birds like pigeons creep me out, so imagine a big bird like that. Okay, because I think the Mudkip line is what people are like really going for, I'm going to use a Swampert as my portrait. But let me know how you guys felt about the Pokemon Presents. I was pretty excited. I don't know what more they could have bombarded us. I feel like they really want to be careful with what they push, especially with the timelines of things coming out. So not to compete with other stuff and everything. But let's see. This is a skills Pokemon and we got a sassy nature, which is right off the bat pretty decent because sassy is main skill chance up. But let's see. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. And for sub skills, helping speed M is good, helping speed S is good, inventory up M, not bad, but the 2 gold skills, they could have been something else. So not going to use this Braviary, but at least we caught one, I guess. You know, during the presents, they showed this like puzzle game that they came out with, and I was pretty excited about that because I feel like especially as you age, it's important to keep your mind sharp. It's really if you don't use it, you lose it type of thing. So yeah, I probably should get that and start working on my brain because like any other muscle, repetition will, do good things. Look, Cypher got a Suicune. So let me know what you guys thought about the Pokemon Presents. What was the most exciting thing for you guys? That Marshtomp looks like a shiny, but I got fooled once and I knew it is not a shiny. I don't know, it's just something about the colors that look different. Or maybe is that a shiny? I don't know. Oh my gosh, Abby. Wait, is that a shiny Combuskin? Let me look that up real quick. Alright, I was fooled. It is not a shiny. The shiny Combuskin or like Torchic lines, they look deeper red. Maybe like a bit, not burgundy, but like a burnt brick red-ish. But yeah, that is not the case. This is not a shiny. I'm sorry for the false excitement. But yeah, so I guess catching up on just what happened with my Korea trip. I was in Korea. It was a bachelorette party, but not all the girls could make it to the bachelorette, so that is why we are doing another bachelorette in person. It's just like a 1-day type ordeal. So yeah, but Korea was so much fun. It was our first girls trip on top of it being a bachelorette, and the first time our group traveled together like this. And I must say it went off really well. I feel like we are so good at taking into each other's like feelings and being considerate towards people's spaces and feelings and like energy levels. So it honestly was like really great, and I had so much fun. I laughed a ton on that trip, and I thought I was gonna vlog, but when you're there, I just was like, I just want to spend time with my girls, and I don't want to like constantly think of the next thing I want to record or like content. So even though I brought my camera, I ended up not even taking it out of the bag. So unfortunately, there is not going to be a Korea vlog, but at the same time, I kind of don't mind that because oh my gosh, Evil Steve found a shiny Swampert. So the shiny Mudkip lines are pink. So very easy to spot if it's a shiny. But yeah, even though I don't have too much memories on my camera, I do have like photos and videos and stuff, but not enough to make a vlog. But those memories will always be near and dear to my heart, and I really cannot wait for the next time we will be able to do this. I don't know when the next time will be, to be honest, but I just had such a great time. And honestly, if you're wondering whether or not you should go to Korea, especially if you're a guy, I would say unless you're really into like fashion, K-pop, makeup and stuff like that, then maybe Korea might not be for you. At least that's what I hear from guys that I've known that went to Korea. And I only say this because the shopping is great, okay? Like, if you're into skincare and makeup, you probably already know about K-beauty and K-skincare. Clothing as well, really great. But the thing about Korea is a lot of the times it's one size, unless you go to like other stores. But if you're really into like street fashion and like boutique or niche clothing, then a lot of times it's gonna be one size, so it's not too inclusive as well. But shopping there is just great overall. And as a girls trip, it's like the ultimate thing because there's so many skin clinics, and as you guys know, a lot of people go there for like surgery tourism and also just to get like all the facials and stuff done, because the cost of getting certain lasers and facials done there are more than half price for what you can get in like North America, for example. So yeah, it's like a great way to just prep all of our skin before the wedding comes up. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I have some sticker patches on my face because I did get 4 moles zapped off. So this is the last day that I have to keep this on, and then starting tomorrow I can not have to put the patches on. But I have to be very diligent with sunscreen because I do not want it to become a permanent discoloration there. Like, you know when you get a pimple, like here I have one that's healing. If I'm not careful with sunscreen, then that mark will eventually become permanent because the sun will make it darker and it'll be harder to remove that in the future. But there's that. When it comes to lasers though, I have to say, really do your research. I feel like just because people think Korea is state of the art in terms of like doctors and stuff, which I do agree with, at the same time I don't think that still prevents you from having complications. So truly do your research, know what you're looking for, know how to advocate for yourself, because if you don't know, and you know everyone's skin type is different as well, if you don't know, if you don't advocate for yourself, you might regret getting certain treatments done for your skin, and then you might be like, well, they got it and it worked out for them, but then why did I do it and like my skin's burned, you know? So really do a ton of your research. I had to do a ton of my research to figure out like, what do I want to do to lighten up the dark sunspots that I have here that come with aging. So I did 1 round of treatments for like lasering the dark spots and just like aging sunspots that I have, and I've been noticing they've been getting lighter and lighter, which I'm very happy about. And when it comes to aging, the first sign of aging actually, especially in Asian women, is discoloration. Melasma is a common thing, and getting certain lasers like vitamin C is good. But if you are like very prone to melasma or you live in a sunny place like I do, like I noticed ever since moving here, my dark spots have accelerated, and my mom's even noticed when we FaceTime because she's like, you used to never have that, like you have so much now. And it's not a problem, but it is something that when I look at myself, I feel I look more youthful when I didn't have the dark spots, you know? And prevention is key, maintenance is key as well, to have realistic expectations. So yeah, for any of you younger ladies who are thinking about that, because okay, look, I'm 31, okay? So I'm at that age where I'm starting to really invest in preventative measures to age gracefully and more fine-tuning what I have now instead of completely changing certain structures of myself. And I hate to see the girls that are like early 20s. There's like this girl on TikTok, she's being known right now because I think she's 25, and she got a mid-face lift. And it's like, girl, you're 25, what is there to lift, okay? Now, I'm not against surgeries or anything, but I think that you really need to have a developed frontal lobe and work stuff out before you decide on huge procedures like that, because one thing they don't really talk to you about is that as you age, you just grow into your face. Like I know that to be a fact, because when I recently visited family in Vietnam, I had my aunties questioning whether I had a nose job. And mind you, the last time they saw me was in my early 20s, and I was still growing into my face. And you know, I'm losing the baby fat and just aging. Your nose grows. Your nose and your ears are things that continue to grow as you age. So I just feel like I grew into my nose, and because of that, it looked a little more it looked different to them than what they saw before when I was younger. But my mom was like, no, she didn't get a nose job and it's perfect the way it is. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah, so for any of you younger girls who are on that side of like the internet and everything, I would say stop following younger influencers who are pushing certain aesthetics and narratives of what you need to be doing. Just enjoy your 20s, truly. Enjoy your 20s, drink a lot of water, be unproblematic, mind your own business, don't be in shitty relationships, nurture your friendships, and just be happy and focus on what's internal. I get it. I get the fear of aging, because once I was around the part where I'm nearing 30, I got a little concerned too. And I started looking into things, but I'm so glad that I didn't do anything until I was 31, and I was super secure in myself. I knew who I am, what I wanted, and in this stage of my life, if I were to do something, I know my face enough to know what to look for and what to advocate for. So there's that. So yeah, lasers I've just never done, and I know lasers are like something small, but at the same time, you really just got to do your research, okay? Like, it just takes one mistake to potentially permanently ruin your delicate skin, especially when you're in your 20s. That's like the best state your skin will be, because once you're 25, as a girl, collagen production just goes downhill every year. So that is like something to consider. So eat a lot of foods that are rich in collagen and vitamin A, vitamin C. You know, don't just focus on what you can apply topically. A lot of it, just like working out, is what you eat. You know, 80% of what you eat, 20% is working out and the skincare or treatments that you do. So yeah, I just want to preface by saying that I'm no way against like plastic surgery or anything like that, or like tweakments, you know. But I just want to say that if you are going to do that, do so understanding that you shouldn't be chasing an aesthetic. Like, don't show a reference photo of someone and be like, I want to look like her. What kind of lotions and potions and stuff can you do to make me look like that? Like, that's unrealistic. Always look for references that have something that looks like you, and that way it's easier to build upon that. Because if you're showing a reference photo, it's like trying to jam a square peg into a round circle. Like, it's just not. It's just gonna change who you look like, and you're not gonna really look like yourself anymore. So yeah, the zapping of the moles. I know I could have done that in Canada, but I was like, you know what? Now that we're in Korea, we're getting like these skin lasers and treatments and stuff like that. Why not? So I got that done. This one here, I was born with. And overall, with the skin treatments I've gotten, I am very happy with the complexion of my skin and just the overall glow. Now, I know that moving forward, I do have to maintain, so that is something to look out for, but I had a very pleasant experience and I'm very happy about that. We also did a color analysis. We had professional makeup and hair done, and then we did a photo shoot. I showed you guys on my Instagram what my hair and makeup looked like. The makeup artist that did our makeup was a makeup artist that works on Wonyoung for IVE, so that was fun. But I gotta say, the color foundation match in Korea, like, if you're not as light as them, you're gonna look ghastly, okay? And I'm kind of darker than the average Korean girl there, so their foundation shade was not a match, and my face was like way whiter than my neck and my body. But having a full face of makeup was something that I was not used to, so when I first looked at myself, I was like, I don't know how I feel. I think after a while, I started to like it a little more. It was just I wasn't used to it, you know. Then we got our photo shoots. That was a lot of fun too. That was like the first time I've done a photo shoot, so I'm glad I have like photos to remember that phase in my life. We also did a color analysis, okay, and I think this one was the one that I was really excited for because this is something that I can, you know, carry forward in my life with me. But we went to Color Place, and they've done, I think, Lisa from Blackpink and Jisoo as well, and other celebs there. But I came in there thinking that I'm a warm tone girl. Spring and autumn are their warm tone colors, and then summer and winter are their cool tone colors. And I was like, I think I'm warm tone. Turns out I'm a cool tone girl, which was a surprise to me. Maybe some of you viewers listening in right now are like, girl, I've always knew you were cool tone. But yeah, it was a surprise to me. I'm actually a cool summer. So according to this handy dandy thing that they gave me, my best colors are light summer and then lightish gray. So low chroma, very pale, very light. My second best is cool winter. For the cool winter category, it would be the very pale. So you could probably like just pull up a chart on Google and you'll see what I'm talking about. Being cool tone means silvers look best on me. And you know what? I think I kind of knew it all along, but being Vietnamese, like you're gifted gold and everything. You grow up wearing gold. So I was like, wow, that is very interesting. This is not a rule. This is just a suggestion of what looks best on you. It doesn't mean like don't wear your favorite gold jewelry or your favorite colors. It just means for those moments where you want to look more yourself or like the best version of yourself, now you know. When we were doing the analysis, it turned out that my best color on me out of like all the light colors, so that you know, like your dusty pinks and blues and like very pale greens, my best color is lavender. My best color was lavender. And I found that to be quite funny because before we went to do the color analysis, we went to the palace. Like a couple days before, we went to the palace in Korea and we rented the traditional like hanbok that you wear. And I ended up getting a lavender colored attire. And I usually never gravitate towards those colors, but I wore it and my friends were like really hyping me up and telling me I look really, really good in that color. It turns out that is my best color. And you probably noticed because I am a silver girl, I got new earrings. So this little one here, this is smaller than the previous gold one that I wore, so I actually really like it. And then I got another one here as well. And yeah, it's just like silver jewelry. I still have my gold jewelry and I am still gonna wear it, obviously. But it is very good to know what looks best on me. And I gotta say, like, doing that small change of just swapping on my earrings, I already feel evens up my complexion a little more and I quite like it. So yeah, being a cool tone girl as well, I realized that the blush I was using was way too dark. When I showed my makeup artist, she was like, that's too dark on you. And what she meant was like too dark and too warm, like orangey. So this is what I've been using for a very long time. And as you can see, it is cool tone. This is the Peri Para Pure Blushed Sun Kiss Cheek. Okay, this video is getting quite long and probably like for the girls. So hey girls who are still around, I hope you are enjoying this part of the video. I love talking about this stuff and I just watched so many videos of what people bought in Korea, so I know like what to get and what not to get. But yeah, anyways, I was using this blush for a very long time. I am almost out of it, only to then learn it was actually not my color. So after learning the analysis, I obviously decided to buy colors that are more suited for my face so that I don't look like muddy or too orangey. Like I did notice at one point when I was wearing this, if I was not careful with blending it, I would have comments like, you kind of look drunk. Because you know, like you get that like reddish glow, which some people do like, but yeah, I don't want to look like I'm intoxicated midday, you know? But what did I get? So I got a cream blush. First things first, a cream blush. This is from the brand Vidi Vici. It is the Petal Glow Cream Blush in Peony Milk. The color looks like this. And it is a cream blush. So I saw this Asian makeup artist in Canada. She does a lot of bridal makeup, and luckily I saw her video like at a good timing. But basically she was saying how she was like, does blush sometimes not look good on you? This could be the reason why. And it actually explained my thing very well. But if you're just using one color like how I did, and it's like a color that stands out, and you're just putting it there, what you notice and why it looks better on some people than others is because others would have a layering blush underneath that kind of just evens out the area and adds for a seamless blend. So you add a lighter color first and you extend it to like near your under eyes, and then you put your blush on the main focal points of what you want to accentuate, which is usually the apple of your cheek. And then it blends well, and then that little area here isn't just bare skin and doesn't look awkward. Yeah, so I got a cream blush. I apply this mainly like on the apples of my cheek, and then I have two lighter blending or like bases that I use to set the cream blush. So the first one is from the brand Yummy, or sorry, the first one is from the brand Naming, and the color is Yummy. So this is what it looks like. So just a like pale baby pinkish, and it looks bright, but it just adds for a really sheer gray under eye thing. I know like the pink setting powder was a trend that a lot of people like just because it blends more nicely and like diffuses and gives like a soft glow a lot better. Another one that I got is from Romand, the Better Than Cheek. The packaging looks like this, and this is in the shade Strawberry Milk. So lighting isn't really the great, but you do see Yummy is a little brighter than Strawberry Milk. And on my cheeks today, actually, I have this one, the cream blush, and then I set it with the Yummy, and on top, the color. You probably don't see it on camera because when you're on camera like this, you have to really pack on makeup for it to show up. But then in person, it kind of looks like kind of crazy. So you might not be able to tell. I don't know. But the shade that I put on top for like the main color is from Romand, and this is Blueberry Chip. So this is a darker than the others that I showed you guys. So top is Blueberry Chip, bottom is Strawberry Milk. And yeah, you could see how it just works really well to give that good blend that I'm talking about. That way when you're putting your blush, like the color there just doesn't look like it's sitting on top. And because I don't wear like foundation and everything, I find that if I'm wearing blush, especially when I wear this, sometimes it just doesn't look like it's blending into my face properly. But yeah, with these, now it just looks like the blush sits perfectly and intentionally, and I don't have to have like a base of foundation. I am a bridesmaid for my best friend's wedding, which means, yeah, I kind of had to do my own makeup. I don't want to hire a makeup artist because I'm just kind of traumatized and I just feel like I know my face better, and yeah, eyeliner is just not for me and everything. And also with the color analysis, the girl pointed out that very minimal makeup because I have like what they call low visual weight. So I can't, like full glam will just really take away too much attention from my features and put more attention on the makeup I'm wearing. And that is something I do notice. So I'm really glad she pointed that out because it made me believe her a lot more on everything else she had to say moving forward. She also told me like with lip color, just concentrate it at the like inside of my lips, and then just a simple clear gloss, maybe a little over my cupid's bow to give it a little bit more like a plump as well. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, it really also confirmed to me that just sometimes doing a full lip color is too overwhelming on my lips. So I'm glad that she confirmed that. She also told me that when it comes to hair, do not add volume to the top for me because I have a oval face but then a upside down triangle, because she says that my chin is pointy. So she said because of that, if I add volume on the top, it will make my face look too long. And I have to agree, not too much for that long comment, but I feel like when I try to add volume here, it just accentuates the top half of my face too much and it doesn't look good. So she mentions if I do want to add volume, focus it more on like the lower half of my face, so like starting here and then downwards. And she said that long layers would suit me if I were to grow my hair out, especially. And that is true, because you guys seen when I do like hairstyle, or like the only kind of hairstyle I've ever done is like wearing it natural like this, or sometimes I curl my ends inwards. So yeah, the fact that she also pointed that out, I was like, she knows, because she didn't tell me anything that I didn't agree with, knowing myself. Had she told me like, oh, you should add volume up there, I would have been like, you know, like, I know that doesn't look good on me. So very happy about that. Oh, there's also a paper in this folder that shows like what the best neckline looks like on me as well. And then we got like PowerPoint slides sent to our emails later of our best colors, like how to style our best colors and stuff like that. And then we even got fabric swatches of our first and second best colors, so that if we go shopping we could just like see, compare it. But I think I'm pretty good at knowing what like light summer cools look like. So I do like having these, but will I really bring it around? I don't know, but I like that I have it. And yeah, they also told us how to do our hairstyle, makeup, which I talked to you about, collar, glasses as well. She mentioned like, especially for sunglasses, like the cat eye look is good for me, which I knew, because when I go sunglass shopping, those tend to be hard, and I feel like every other shape kind of imbalances my face, but like the cat eye is good at keeping the harmony on my face, so very happy about that. But yeah, I'm very happy with the makeup that I bought. I also got a lot of lip stuff. So we went to Romand. It was the flagship store in Seongsu, and it was ginormous, you guys. Holy cow, it was huge. It was overwhelming. We probably spent like an hour in there. Oh my god, I didn't even do my coffee cheers of the day. I am all over the place. But I am back. I'm glad to be back. This is like getting to be a long yap session. Here is the coffee. It's been a while since we've done this. I'm very happy to be back, but at the same time, I only have today and tomorrow to film, so forgive me if it is pretty lengthy. Maybe you guys can watch this in parts, or maybe you watched like through its entirety. If you do, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy my rambles and that you're interested in my Korea trip. Tuesday is the last full day I have here in Singapore before I fly out early in the AM on Wednesday. But I'm gonna be gone for 3 weeks again, so I'm so sorry. I feel like I was gone and then I'm back for a little bit and then I'm gonna be gone again. But once we're back, we're gonna be good. We're gonna get into our regular routine. We're gonna get the Switch 2. We're gonna open it. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna figure out our internet issue. We're probably gonna try to have our first stream. And yeah, cheers to the plans that we have for the future. So yeah, in terms of makeup, I got makeup brushes. There was a store called like Acne or Ansi, I don't know how to pronounce it, ACCNI. You've probably seen it on TikTok if you were planning out your Korea itinerary, but great and cheap makeup brushes there. I do have to say though, some of the makeup brushes I was washing yesterday were kind of stinky, so there's like the smell of a mothball and I can't get it out, especially in my blush brush. But I got a blush brush, a eyeshadow brush to just like pat down the shadow, and then a blending brush, because the blending brush I have is a little too big, too fluffy for my eyelid. As you could see, like the crease space I have, I need something smaller to blend with. So glad I got that. And yeah, the makeup, you guys saw the blushes I got, super happy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I mean, we're gonna find out something to do with it. I also got wow, I'm tripping all over my words. I got sunscreen. Wow, I don't know why that like hesitated to come out. I got sunscreen, I got skincare. I didn't buy as much skincare as I thought I would, to be honest. In terms of spending, I think I did pretty good. I didn't overdo it, which I thought I would. But now that I'm back here, I'm kind of like, I kind of wish I got more backups of things I really love. I got 2 backups of the Estura moisture repair thing cream. I really love that. It's a great dupe for La Roche-Posay because it's non-scented. It's really great at hydration and just like keeping your skin barrier healthy. I got this A-Bib cream. I thought it was a hand cream because when you look at it, it looks like a damn hand cream, right? And I've tried it so many times in the store and I'm like, this is a great hand cream. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get one for my mom and my boyfriend's mom. Turns out it's a freaking face cream. But why did they put it in this tube? It's so misleading. But I mean, you could probably still use it as a hand cream, but just knowing it's a face cream makes me want to use it as a face cream. So who knows? But I have this at my desk because I've been using it as a hand cream, and the reason I picked it up was because I put it on my hands and I'm like, wow, this is not greasy, it dries down well, I love it, let's get it as a hand cream. But you know what, because I feel that way about it as a hand cream, I'm sure it's going to be fabulous as a face cream. But yeah, going back, so the Romand flagship store, oh my god, you guys, I didn't go too crazy there. I bought some lippies for me and my little sister. Actually, what I use to give my inside lips a bit of color, I use lilac cream, which is more of a cool tone color. It's their water tint and I really like it, so I just do a sheer like inside. And then for the gloss, I have my Summer Fridays. I put it on my lower lip, and then I went a little over for the top, so looking cute and looking pouty. And I'm very excited to give my family members the gifts that I got for them too, so I can't wait to get back home and just like share all the goodies with them. One thing I really like from Korea is ginseng candy, so I was really happy to stockpile ginseng candy for myself and my mom because she also likes ginseng candy. And it was so funny because when we were buying it, I bought like several bags, and because of that my friends were like, holy shit, maybe we should buy some too for our parents, so they grabbed one. And then it was so funny because my best friend's little brother, who was on the trip with us, he was like, oh my god, I feel like FOMO, should I get one too? And she's like, I don't think you're gonna like it. So I gave him one and he's like, yeah, never mind, I don't have FOMO anymore. So it's like, it's either a taste you'll like or you don't like. My friend describes my taste in candies as like grandmotherly. She says I have grandma taste and stuff, so take that as you will, but I love ginseng candy. There was this thing that has taken over my life there. Do you see this? It's kombucha. So they had these kombuchas with Pokemon on it, and the collector in me was like, every time we went into an Olive Young and I saw a new one, I had to get it. So I got these flavors. I think right now my favorite one is the grape. The grape is delicious. I haven't tried this yet. Grapefruit as well, if you like grapefruit. I really like it. I like the bitterness, but be careful with grapefruit. There are certain medications that you cannot be drinking grapefruit with, so there is that. There was strawberry. I don't have the box with me, but strawberry is okay. We have flat peach kombucha as well, and then there is the lemon kombucha, which I haven't tried yet. But if you look closely here, you'll see that you get stickers. So I was thinking, let's open one together. Or is it a sticker? I don't know. Maybe it's a coaster. So I'll have like coasters laying around. But you get one of these, quite the size. Let's see. What do we get? And it is a Pikachu. And it's plastic. Oh, it is a coaster. So I will have several of these, and if ever we have friends over, I mean, we don't really have friends in Singapore, but yeah, they can get cute Pokemon coasters. How neat. I can't wait to open the other ones, so I'll open those on camera with you guys once I get through the boxes. Oh, the other bulk of where my money went when I went to Korea was buying pajamas. There's this one girl on TikTok called Melissa, or Beware of Pity, and I love her recommendations for like perfume and just like clothing and stuff. I love her aesthetic. I love her vibe, and she swears by Junidoo pajamas. So I knew that when I went to Korea, I had to go to Junidoo. We went to 2 different places, and I bought a total of 8 pajamas, and they're around like $28 per for a set. And one of my sets came with 3 pieces, a top, a bottom, and a little cardigan for 28 bucks. Are you kidding me? That's such a good price. So yeah, your girl went a little crazy pajama shopping. That was like the bulk of what I bought. Probably the thing that took the most space in my luggage. But I mean, they're just so cute and frilly. And I got one dress PJ, and my regret is not getting more. I should have got more dresses, because they're just, I mean, there's nothing better than waking up in bed and you're like wearing the cutest PJ, or when you're done showering and you slap on the cutest PJ, and it's even more fulfilling when it's like a cute dress PJ too. So yeah, I got 8 PJs, so more for what I could wear for in a week, but I definitely know I want to get more. I got 1 pair for my boyfriend as well. He's not too much of a PJ fanatic the same way I am, but I was like, I want to get him one, and it turns out he loves it, and now he's like, why didn't you get me more? And I'm like, I didn't know you would like PJs as much as I do. Because every time I go shopping, he's like, what are you gonna get? And I'm like, I want PJs. And he's like, you have enough PJs. But now he gets it. Also, I have this silk scarf on the back because the back is like mesh here, and I just didn't like that it kept rubbing on my hair because I thought it was gonna like cause friction and breakage, but now it's like kind of staticky. So yeah, I didn't buy any shoes. I didn't really buy any clothes for myself other than the PJs. I bought clothes for my brothers. I also bought clothes for my boyfriend. Like there's 2 pants that I got him that like just look so good, so good. So every time I see him wear those pants, I'm like, round of applause, because I did a damn good job. And yeah, I think we are nearing, we are like 1 hour into recording, and I went through a lot of like what I did, but yeah, there's like just so much more to talk about. Maybe tomorrow I'll show you guys my haul of everything I picked up in Korea and what my favorites are. When it comes to buying skincare, I didn't want to stray away from what I'm using right now. I probably bought like a handful, like less than I can count on my hands, of new products I haven't used, but most of what I got were just restocks of things I know I already love. So there's that. And yeah, overall, I just had a amazing time in Korea with my friends. And I think that when it comes to traveling with your friends, especially if it's the first time, you're seeing sides of your friends that you just never experienced before or seen. So I wouldn't say I was nervous. I think I would feel nervous if we were like in our earlier stages of life and we aren't who we are now. But I feel like because we are who we are now and we have developed such great communication styles with each other over the year, it just went so seamlessly. It was just like, it was so good. And I was so happy. There was like so much laughs, so much memories, so much tiredness, because the first week there, it was like thing after thing after thing after thing. And I was getting tired. Like my social battery was getting like all the way down, you know? So there would be moments where I'm like, I'm just quiet. And then there was like one part of the trip where people were like, Eutrope, you look sad. And I'm like, that's just my face. This is definitely a moment I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. And I'm just so glad I was able to experience with the girls. And like all the new memories that we got together. I can't believe the vacation got out of the group chat. And now I'm just so excited to like spend time in Canada with my family, with Remy, our cat, the bachelorette that we're gonna have, and then the wedding. I'm so excited about the wedding. It's my first time being a bridesmaid, and I'm just so excited to see my friend like have her day, you know? It's gonna be so beautiful. I can't wait to be there for her and see her in like the full shebang, you know? I'm super excited about that. Speaking of Remy, our cat, my little sister was sending me photos, and the neighborhood cats go to our front door and they communicate with Remy through the door, because I think they're like either outside cats or like a neighbor's cat, but they just sit at the front door through like looking at the window, looking at Remy, and I find that so cute. So there's like this adult cat and a baby cat, so I guess like the cat's just bringing their baby out and they're just chilling with Remy. But it was like the cutest thing ever that she showed me as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this long ramble. This video was kind of all over the place, but yeah, I mean, maybe tomorrow's video is gonna be all over the place too, and then once I get back it's like getting into a routine of everything again. But that is basically what the month of July looked like for me. We are quickly approaching August, and what do you guys have in store? Do you have any upcoming vacations coming up? Was there anything that I talked about that you want me to elaborate on, or like things you want me to show you guys that I bought during my time in Korea? Or maybe you have an upcoming Korea trip and you want like tips and tricks of things you should check out or what to expect and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm an open book, as you guys know. It was great to be back to talk to you guys about all this. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my face. And I can't wait to see you guys in tomorrow's video. It's gonna be the last one until I'm out again for 3 weeks. But yeah, hopefully these long videos are gonna, you know, give you that little boost of serotonin you need in your day, and just like hearing me yap and everything. But yeah, I'm starting to ramble now. But thank you guys so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye. Just enjoy your 20s, truly. Enjoy your 20s, drink a lot of water, be unproblematic, mind your own business, don't be in shitty relationships, nurture your friendships, and just be happy. This ain't no surprise. Every other night I tell them who they get